All right. We are live.
Awesome. Well, hello, everybody. This is Summer with my great co host,
Jen.
Jen, with the Life, Love, and Money Show with Summer and Jen. So, this is really a pop up chat. We really felt compelled to come on today because we want to talk about a couple of things. We want to talk about our first steps to success free webinar that's happening December 9th. This is so important. You want to tell them why this is so important, Jen, and who this is for?
Absolutely. First off, you want to be there because of us, because how we want to help you all. And so that's the first reason. But in all seriousness, and Summer's going to go into this. I'm excited for what we have coming up, because there is a time right now where, and she's going to go into this, like the stats are crazy. There's a lot of you that are out there that have these ideas that have been sitting on the sidelines, on the fence, whatever your analogy is. And it's that feeling of like, I don't know what to do. I've been doing this for a year, whatever your idea is. And you've been asking yourself, I don't know what I'm doing. I've been dabbling in this entrepreneurship stuff, whatever that conversation is in your head. And so if that's you, if that's something that you're like, hey, what is she talking about? Tune in. We're going to be talking about for a few minutes here. We're going to be talking about our upcoming webinar, and it's called First Steps to Success. And so if you're that person that's finding yourself in that, you like that feeling of you're not sure, what do I need to do? You want to do it, but you don't know what to do. What's the first thing to do? This Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. Not Eastern Pacific, Eastern Standard Time, 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. You're definitely going to want to join us. We're going to be going over some stuff that really is going to help you see what are those steps that you need to take in order to embark on this entrepreneurship journey.
Oh, thank you so much for all of that. Hey, Jen, can you just throw up the lifeloveandmoney.com link for these folks, because I want that to be up there. So as we're talking, if they want to sign up for this free webinar that is on December 9th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there it is, webinar December 9th, and they can sign up at thelifeloveandmoney.com. There is a link there for you to sign up. So do that today. So this is what this is about. As Jen said, this is a time of change. This is a time of transition. This is a time, such a unique time. I want to throw out some stats here, folks. This is really very interesting. We talked about this on the radio yesterday, which that's going to be coming out. Our radio shows with Don Westmoreland. That's going to be coming out here soon. But yeah, we talked about this. 4.4 million people decided to quit their jobs in September of this year. 4.4 million people. That is 3% of workers in this country had decided to quit their job. It's called the Great Resignation. Now, here's the thing. People had a lot of time since we've been in quarantine. We've had this pandemic to reflect on what's going on in their lives, what they're passionate about. Do they want to work remotely and from home? They've had some time to reflect on all these different questions. How do I align my values with my passions? What does this look like? How is this going to look for me? And they started asking themselves those questions to the point where in September of 2021, 4.4 million people resigned from their jobs. That's huge. Jen, is that huge or what?
Right. 4.4 million.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And even when I, see things in the news where there's actually companies and businesses out there that are having a hard time hiring.
Huge.
It's kind of a weird situation where people have been looking for work, and now all of a sudden, like, people, like, it's flipped, where now these businesses and companies that can't find people. But Summer, I know you had some stuff that you shared before about, why people aren't going back. And yeah, but it's also to the point of like, this is why this is such a perfect time. So go ahead, please continue.
So Mike Davis says, wow. Yeah. Wow. That is a huge number. So employers, this is to employers. Employees don't want to return back to what they call back-breaking or boring, low-wage ish jobs, right? They don't want to go there, said Robert Reich, who is the former U.S. Secretary of Labor in the Clinton administration. He tells Times Magazine, workers are burned out, they're fed up, they're fried. And in the wake of so much hardship and illness and death during the past year, they're not going to take it anymore. So this is why we're seeing this fallout of people quitting in droves, quitting by the millions. Have you ever heard that? By the millions, 4.4. Yeah. And in April of 2021, so many people got laid off their jobs. And really what that started to do is people started to wonder about their own value. They started wondering about how do my employers value me? What does that look like? And I want to be valued as an employer. I have all these skills that I'm bringing to the table, that I'm bringing to these companies, and I'm making revenue for these people. So what does that look like? And they've had time to reflect. They've reflected so much that they're either trying to find their new passion and how that aligns with what they want to do in life, or they're starting their own businesses. So this was another stat that people are actually going to entrepreneurship, and yet they're confused. They're confused about those first steps. And yet, I'm also going to pull back here based on what I just told you about those people resigning. Some of these big companies like Target are looking at this and going, oh my gosh, we need to see how we can better value our employees. We need to understand and do our surveys and our market research based on what they value. And you know what happened this year? Target decided to close on Thanksgiving because they knew that last year their employees were able to spend that time with their families. So what did they do this year? And what are they going to do from here on out? They're not going to open on that holiday. I don't know what they're going to do for Christmas or other holidays, but they're certainly not going to open on Thanksgiving per Target. That's what they had said. They're not opening because they value their employees and they want them to be able to spend time with their families. And I think that's admirable, because those are the values, those are the things that people care about. And we need to start thinking about, what are our values? How do we want to work? Do we want to work for a company that aligns with those values? And so these are some of the things that Jen or I are going to be talking about in First Steps. We're going to be talking about this because since people are making this huge transition from quitting their jobs, the great, what do they call it? The
resignation.
Resignation.
There's even a name for it. What was the number? 4.4 million?
4.4 million in September. Wow, huge numbers. So we're looking at this great resignation, and people are also turning towards entrepreneurship. So if you're an emerging entrepreneur, if you've just jumped into entrepreneurship, if you haven't started a business, but you're dreaming about a business, these are the things that we want you to do. We want you to sign up for our First Steps webinar. It's free. It's a free webinar. It's December 9th. Jen, can you put up the lifeloveandmoney.com link? Thank you.
Yeah. I also just dropped the link.
Fabulous.
Yeah, that's a direct link to go to the Eventbrite. But still, you know what? Go check out our page, and you can see other programs, courses. You can go to lifeloveandmoney.com. But if you look in the comments, and we'll repost this, but you can go directly to the Eventbrite link and sign up. And you need to, because otherwise you will not get the Zoom link. So make sure you register by clicking that Eventbrite link that I had just put up.
Thank you so much for doing that, Jen. So yes, we are going to, the reason why you want it, why, here's the why, here's the big why you want to sign up for this is because if you are an emerging entrepreneur, a new entrepreneur, somebody thinking about starting their own business, and you want to create a service or product that is of value to somebody, that's going to solve a problem, or that's going to fill a gap, or that's going to do something that's going to be of value to your consumer, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the 11 things you can do as an emerging entrepreneur as your first steps to set that foundation for success. And we want to help you really launch into success in 2021. Hey, 2022. 2022 is just around the corner. And here we go. We're helping you plan for that first quarter, that first year, that second quarter. We're helping you plan and launch. And this is based on the foundational aspects of what it looks like to be an emerging entrepreneur and what steps you can take to be a success. So even if you're feeling a little bit stagnated or you're lost and you are an entrepreneur and you're not achieving the success that you want, this is also a webinar for you. It's only an hour. Mark your calendars, December 9th. Mark those calendars. Take a look at the link that we have listed there and sign up today. If you have a friend that you know is an entrepreneur or is thinking about entrepreneurship or their dream business, pass this on. Please pass this on, because we really are doing this as an informational gift to you so that we can help you be a success, be the success that you want to be. Jen, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, thank you for saying all that, Summer. One of the things I think is important to note is, there's a lot of people that have ideas, and there are things that people do, or I think I need to do this, or I need to get a logo, or I need to make a website. And I'm not saying none of those things are not important, but what I think is important to note is that there is an order, and like Summer said, there's a foundation that needs to be established. And this is where we see things get a little, unorganized, and I'm being generous, but it gets unorganized. And what happens is when we meet with clients, when we meet with people, what we find is that they've been doing things for several months, or maybe a year and a half, and we know how it goes. It's you kind of work on this side project, side hustle, on and off. But when we start asking these questions about well, what is it that you do? Well, who is your audience? Well, what is your mission? Okay, well, how are you helping people? A lot of times those answers are, I don't know, I'm not sure, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And that's a big reason why maybe things are not happening the way that you want it. And this is what we're trying to help people with. This is what First Steps to Success is about, establishing those 11 steps and helping you understand that these are the things that you need to be looking at, and have you done them? And many times, often it's not, the case is that it hasn't been done, which is a big testament to why you may be feeling confused. I'm kind of floundering around, nothing's happening. And so we're here to provide that guidance. We're here to provide those steps in order for you to feel good, have a good foundation set up so that you can launch into 2022. I cannot believe 2022 is coming, going into the new year, having these things done, but doing it the right way. So again, if this is something that you're feeling, you feel lost, you want some guidance, you just want, okay, I'm frustrated. I want to know what I need to do. How do I change this? Make sure you register, get down to the link that we have in the comments. We'll repost that. But also, just slot some time out, because this is for you. And this is for you to look into, well, what can I do? Because if not now, then when?
Yeah, absolutely, Jen. Well said. And there's so many things. Those 11 steps, draw from Jen's incredible background, her experience, her wisdom. We're going to talk about budgeting for business. We're going to talk about a lot of different aspects that really help create that launching point for your success in 2022. Yeah, Mike, you're out there, you're watching. 2022, yep, it's coming. It's just right around the corner. And that's an opportunity for those 4.4 million people who have just quit their job in September, according to, where's the stat? CNBC, right? Got that stat from CNBC. 4.4 million people. They're looking at entrepreneurship as an option. You've got to know one of those people. Tell them about this class, because this class is free. This webinar is free, and it's an hour. It's only an hour, 7:30 Pacific Eastern Standard Time, which is also 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tap on that link, copy that link, give it to your friends. This is our big ask, because this is really going to help folks at least get a clear vision about where they're going, setting the stage for their success, setting the stage for their business, and what that looks like, what their vision is, what their mission is. And we go beyond that. But we always like to say, we want to help you with the foundational aspects of really getting set up for what that success looks like for you. All right, Jen, let's start wrapping this up.
Yep.
Thank you.
So thank you everyone for being here, and hashtag replay if you're catching the replay. And if you have questions, of course, drop the comments below, or send a DM to the Life, Love, Money Show, and we'll make sure to answer your questions. But other than that, please make sure you register on Eventbrite, the link. And with that said, we look forward to seeing you on Thursday.
Yeah. Take care, everyone. Ciao.
Bye.